Welcome, everyone, to Feng Shui Everyday.
Hi, we are here to help you find practical solutions for your daily life troubles. And today we've got a question. Donna, what are we talking about today?
So I don't know if you guys have been in those home improvement stores that have trays and trays of those little tiny cactus. Well, somebody wrote in to say, are those good feng shui? I mean, they're really cute and adorable, but are they good feng shui?
Great question, I'll tell you. And I know they are so cute. You want to bring everyone home. And I think they're only about, what, 99 cents a piece or something? Of course, you're going to bring home a little cactus. It's like it followed you home. And
so
Donna,
tempting.
Donna,
Yes.
tell us what to do once we get home with our little baby cactus.
Well, it's interesting because it is really sharp and pointy. And so we do have some rules about very specific uses for those tiny cactus because, a sharp and pointy object can repel things or be a protection symbol. But this reminds me, don't you have a funny story about this, about little cactus?
Yes, I do. And you'll never guess, growing up, my mom bought a whole bunch of these little tiny cactuses, and it was like, whatever, and she would mother them, and she had these little special tools to look after them. It's like, but what she did was she put them in the living room. And I'll just describe a little bit. We had a little bungalow with a great big picture window, right, maybe 20 feet from the street, but you could look right through into the living room, and another picture window in the back. And she really didn't like the idea that some people could see right through our house. And it was like, what's going on here? It didn't bother me at all. But now that I know feng shui, that's not the best. There's different ways of correcting that type of thing. But what she did, she put this tray of little tiny cactuses in a plate of sort of onto the picture window, right at the windowsill there, and then butted the couch up there. And here we are. This years went by, and we had these cactuses sitting in the living room. So if you were on the couch, for example, you would go like, "Ooh, I don't want to sit next to a cactus." And kids end up on the floor anyways. So so that was it, and it was just the way it was. That's where the cactuses were. And fast forward many years, I brought home a boy to meet my parents. Actually, he was a man, but he met everybody and sat down on the couch and put his arms out the sides, and he dumped this whole thing of little baby cactuses. And he was trying to meet people and be nice and casual, and got prickled really badly. So that's just kind of a funny story. But my mom was
it sounds like your mom was intuitive about the feng shui solution for protection. And so she was using it correctly in the sense that she did not want to have people intruding on the home. So she was correct. Of course, there's a downside of putting up too much protection, and that can block opportunities.
Yes, and people coming to visit, or what. Donna, so tell us a little bit about bringing a prickle cactus or something and putting it on your desk. Would that not stop the function of flow, what you're trying to do?
Oh, that's a really good question, because those little tiny potted cactus, they look like they'd be perfect for a desk, and they do have a very specific use. And that is, especially if you're in an office situation like a cubicle, where your back is to the entrance and people keep intruding, or they can kind of peek over and see what you're doing, and it can be very distracting. So actually taking one of those little tiny cactus and putting it by the entrance itself on a table or a little shelf right by the entrance can slow down that amount of people who are invading your space. Now, of course, you wouldn't want to do this if you are trying to get a promotion or trying to get a raise, because it does block the energy. So what do you use for your desk?
I have a jade plant on my desk. If you'd like to see it, I'll bring it over here. This is an awesome,
that's lovely.
jade plant, and I chose that for a number of reasons. Well, one, it's got nice soft leaves, and it's a succulent just like the cactus is, but it has a different vibe to it. It's beautiful green, so of course green for growth and for the wood element that works with the money. And it's also very resilient and it's strong. It's got a heritage line. Its longevity is really, really good. So this is a kind of a representative, solid, secure money. And that is an awesome thing. Good, healthy plant on the side of your desk at the upper left side. And when it gets too big, I guess I'll have to move it to another place.
I'd heard that the round jade colored leaves do represent jade coins. And so this is often what I will call a money plant. And you can increase that money energy maybe by tying a red ribbon on it, or actually attaching little Chinese coins, with pipe cleaners on it and making it into something
like that.
Yes, like a traditional money plant. So yes, this is a really good choice for a desk. And they do come, I believe, a little smaller than that if you don't have a lot of space on your desk.
Yeah, they do grow. They grow slowly, but it's like I said, they're very strong. They don't drop their leaves like the money tree because it's very woody, right? And yes. People call up and say, "What happened? My money tree is losing its money."
Yes, I think the jade plant too is very easy to keep alive, to care for it. And that's great in case you don't have a green thumb, because if you get a money tree and then it does start to, wilt, it can really kind of be a kick to your confidence. And so I really do recommend the jade plant, especially over the little cactus for attracting wealth. Right. So back to the little cactus, I just wanted to say, because I live in the southwest part of the United States, and I did live in Arizona and New Mexico at times. And so the cactus plant is extremely popular. And so I understand why people are very attracted to it. And they are great for protection, but you don't want to overdo it. And so if you do have, say, a bowl of those on your front porch, or you have several of them by your entryway, and you're saying, why aren't I getting the opportunities I want? Maybe you need to move those into a different section of the house.
Great point, because here in the northeast, we don't have cactuses outside. Like, let's face it, right? And if we do get one this big, it might grow this big, in the next 10 years or something. But this is great information for the people south and west that have that type of thing. And I've seen some, giant ones on people's gardens. They're all made out of rocks and cactuses. And
yes.
So can you comment on that?
Well, when it's indigenous and what they call xeriscaping out here, it is expected. And if you can do a balance of the cactus with flowering plants, or maybe a water feature or something like that, then you can get that balance of the energies. It's not necessary to dig up all the cactus in your yard, but you definitely want to keep walkways clear so it's not catching on people's clothing, and that it's not dangerous if, somebody's just walking through your yard.
Okay, well, then that could be an anti-feng shui then. You don't want to put some prickle stuff on that side to keep the neighbor's kids out or something, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, that works very well. Bougainvillea works extremely well for that. Beautiful flowering plant with a lot of spikes to it. So I'm sure you've seen it with the fuchsia flowers. It's gorgeous. And it will make quite a barrier, but not detract from, all the prosperity energy and relationship energy that you're looking for.
So there's a lot of fire energy in that, right? And so that doesn't really work at the front door.
Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't necessarily say no to it as long as there's a balance of the energies. For example, if you already had say a very earth house, and that would be maybe a flat roof or lots of rectangular shapes, you'd be okay with some fire energy there because fire creates earth. Yes. And so therefore the plant would help create the location.
Yes, very supportive. Interesting, very interesting stuff.
Yeah. But very good point of being super aware of what you are putting around your front door, because it can really affect the energy that you're attracting. So if you guys are interested, we can delve into this topic more. Just let Kathryn or I know that that's what you want us to talk about.
Yeah, so that was very, very informative today. If you've got a question for us, you know where to find us now, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks for joining us for Feng Shui Everyday.
Bye, everyone.